Okay, button is clicked. Here we go. Alrighty, folks. Well, it is 5:30 p.m. We are live here, and welcome to the campus tour agenda item for the graduate open house with the College of Engineering at the University of South Florida. My name is Evan Janes. You heard my voice earlier in our welcome session, but didn't get to see my face, and so I just wanted to say hello. I work in the Office of Admissions here at the University of South Florida on the Tampa campus. I kind of helped engineering coordinate some of this, and I'm just very excited to actually get to be with you now. So I am not alone by any means. I have one of my green and gold guides here. Her name is Maddie Roth. I'm going to let her introduce herself. She is one of our student leaders in the Office of Admissions, and she's going to be your tour guide. Maddie, you want to introduce yourself?
I do. Hello, everyone. Like Evan said, my name is Maddie Roth. I am a student here at USF in my senior year of undergraduate, and I'm studying civil engineering. I'm originally from Rockledge, Florida, which is over on the Space Coast on the east coast of the state. And besides being a green and gold guide, I'm involved in our Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society. I'm actually the president of that organization, which does accept grad students, so put a pin in that for later. And I'm a member of our USF Honors College. I will be your tour guide today. Super excited.
Awesome. Thank you, Maddie. And we are going to get started with this tour shortly here. I just wanted to remind you of a few things. In the top right-hand corner of your screen, you are able to ask Maddie questions in the Q&A box, as you have been doing throughout the day. So please continue to do that, as we want to make sure that we are getting you all the information that you're looking for regarding the general USF Tampa campus. We are going to highlight some specific components that are great for graduate students and definitely some highlights of the Tampa area as well. But please, if you were wondering about something specific, and we can certainly do our best to share that message with you. So we'll be on the lookout in the Q&A box throughout this for your questions. Additionally, you can turn on live closed captions. And if you would like to have the same big, beautiful 360-degree, fully panoramic virtual tour that we're about to navigate on your screen side by side our video feed, you can go to uvisit.com/USF. That is YOU visit.com/USF and pull it up side by side if you would like to do that. However, if not, just sit back, relax, and enjoy your tour. I'm going to throw it over to Maddie to get us started.
Alrighty, thank you, Evan. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Like Evan said, welcome. This is a beautiful panoramic tour, so I hope you guys enjoy our virtual setup. So just to get started, this is what you would see when you come on campus. It is the first thing that you would see, our awesome University of South Florida seal and these beautiful palm trees, just reminding you that you're in the sunny state of Florida. This is one of our 3 campuses at USF. This is our Tampa campus. We do have 2 others, which are going to be in St. Petersburg and Sarasota Manatee. Tampa is going to be our biggest campus, but all 3 campuses at USF have a total student enrollment of about 50,000 students. And that encompasses all of our campuses, like I said, and within that we have over 150 graduate programs that we offer. We also have one of the lowest graduate tuition rates in the United States, which is super cool. And there's a ton of opportunities to get involved in this beautiful Tampa Bay community. So I am going to go into that just a little bit. One of the great things that we have in Tampa is downtown Tampa. So if you are familiar with the area at all, you'll see coming up on your screen those beautiful cityscapes. Downtown Tampa is a really great place to go and hang out. There's a lot of great food in downtown Tampa. I could tell you all about that just in a tour of itself. I love it down there. Beautiful riverfront park down there that you can walk with friends or go for a bike ride. Just a great area to hang out and be around. We also have Busch Gardens right across the street from our campus. And Busch Gardens is just an awesome way to just go and hang out as well on the weekends if you are interested in doing that. And then also around our campus, we have a couple of riverfront parks like the one that's in downtown and a couple of other nature trails and such around the area that are just perfect for days like it's 70 today. That's like the perfect time to go out and do that stuff. Also in the Tampa Bay community, kind of switching to a more professional angle, we have a lot of opportunities through the school to get involved. Tampa is one of the biggest suburban areas, or metropolitan areas, I should say. It's one of the most rapidly growing big cities in the United States, and with that come a lot of engineering opportunities. There's a lot of very big engineering firms in the city of Tampa and a lot of opportunities to go and work for them. USF has a lot of partnerships with that, and there's a lot of opportunities to just go and get into those firms if you're interested in doing industry work, and a lot of innovation and research going on in the area as well. I do also want to mention just transportation around campus, kind of switching gears a little bit. All of you are going to have to get around somehow, and we have a couple of ways for you to do that. If you're interested in bringing your car to campus, you're more than welcome to do so. We just request that you purchase a parking pass. And if you don't bring a car, we do have our on-campus Bull Runner bus system, which has on-campus routes and off-campus routes, 3 of each, and they'll take you to local grocery stores, even to Busch Gardens, or just spots around campus like our library, classroom areas, and etc. So that is our Bull Runner bus system. And then we also have an Uber discount that extends to our graduate students with the university. So if you are a student at USF, you apply for that discount and you have it. So that's an awesome thing for ride sharing as well. And then we have a partnership with the Heartline bus system in the Tampa Bay community. So let's say you want to go as far as downtown Tampa, but you don't have your car, you do have access to that system free as a USF student. So our Bull Runner system is free, and the Heartline bus system, that is the Tampa Bay community bus system, is also free. So that's just a little bit about our community. I think we're going to go ahead and move on to get into the heart of campus, to some of our classrooms and some of our more academic buildings. Yep, and now you can see panning on our screen our Interdisciplinary Sciences building. This building is the tallest building on a college campus in the state of Florida. It is 7 stories, and it gives a beautiful panoramic view of campus from that top floor. There's a lot of things that go on in here, a lot of research. For example, I know that we have our biomedical engineering in this building, so if that's a graduate program you're interested in, a lot of your classes and research will likely be in there. We also have laboratories and advising and just whole classroom settings in general. That is our Interdisciplinary Sciences building. Now moving on to our Sciences section of campus. All of our campus, you'll see, is broken up into sections, and this one is, if you're an engineering graduate student, is probably going to be the one that you spend most of your time in. You can see that our campus has all of those engineering buildings. You'll see Evan is pointing his mouse to those areas. There's engineering building 1, 2, and 3. We have our COT building, and in those buildings are a lot of different resources for you as an engineering student. We have our own little pod market in there, which is kind of a snack area where you can go and grab lunch or just a snack, like I said. We also have our DFX lab, and our DFX lab is going to have 3D printing and laser cutting and all those really cool things that you want to do as an engineer, all free and open all the time, so you can go in and use that for free as a student. So that's going to be our Engineering and Sciences building. I do want to mention that in this area, there is an event that goes on called Engineering Expo. And I like mentioning Engineering Expo because for engineering students, it's like the holy grail of trying to do outreach. So if you're interested in going to the community and really getting the word out about engineering, you're passionate about STEM and exciting others for that, Engineering Expo is for you. And Engineering Expo is going to be where K-12 students all from around the state come to our campus. Well, not right now, it's going to be virtual this year because of the pandemic, but in a normal year, they would come to our campus and do a lot of different demonstrations, and all of our engineering organizations would come out and do scientific demonstrations that resemble STEM and show it in a really fun and exciting light for kids. So I love that event. I've participated in a couple years. We also have a lot of other student organizations on campus. Engineering Expo is combining all of them, but a lot of our student organizations are extended to grad students. I know, like I said, I'm president of Tau Beta Pi, which is an engineering honor society. It's the 2nd oldest honor society in the nation, and we do initiate graduate students every single semester. So if you are interested in being a part of a student organization, maybe doing some leadership opportunities through that, there are plenty of that here at USF. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and move on to our Martin Luther King Jr. Plaza. And here we are. It's so easy when you don't have to walk. So Martin Luther King Jr. Plaza is just right up the sidewalk from the engineering buildings. We like to talk about this plaza for a couple different reasons that I'll go into in a minute. But before I do that, I do want to mention just the elements of the plaza that you see here. The first thing that we're looking straight at is the Martin Luther King Jr. bust. We just did celebrate MLK Day, so this is a fun little thing to talk about just in the week. But MLK bust right there, that is actual height. So if you went up to that on campus and measured up, you could see how tall you were in comparison to MLK. And all of those radiating lines from the statue point to spots of famous speeches that MLK gave. So if you follow those lines all the way, they'd go to Alabama, they'd go to Washington, D.C., a bunch of different places that were very influential in his life. Now, if we turn to the other side of the plaza, you'll see we have a reflection pond right there in the middle that is meant to symbolize the reflection pond that's outside of the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. And at the very end of the plaza, we have Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech laid out in stone. Now that you know all the elements of the plaza, why we talk about this and why it's there in general is because USF is absolutely a school that is so focused on diversity. We have over 150 countries represented at our school, as well as all 50 states. So we represent a lot of different areas of the world and all of the areas of our nation. And we really love to see all the diversity and inclusion that's available at USF. It allows you to become the best global citizen that you can be, get all those different global perspectives, new ideas, and such. It's also a really great place to hang out, MLK Plaza, that is. There's international organizations, there's international fests, I should say, that come out and do a demonstration here. A lot of people just like to hang out and do fun outdoor activities because it is just a nice grassy area to hang out with friends. All right, so with that, we're going to move on to the MSC. Yep. So here, just a short walk again from MLK Plaza, right up the sidewalk, is going to be this MSC courtyard. So you'll see the Marshall Student Center, the MSC, straight ahead behind those bull statues. And I'll go into that in detail a little bit later, but just remember that's a central point on campus. And then directly to the right of that is going to be our bookstore. We have a lot of events that happen out here. I do want to mention that we have a bunch of different bull market and patio Tuesday events, and it's just a flooded area of campus when there's, again, not a pandemic. And it's a great place to go and hang out and understand some of those student organizations, maybe try and get involved. And all of this is available to grad students just as much as it is undergraduates. So you can go get some free stuff. We love some free USF merchandise, free food, all of that will be happening on this area of campus. Now, if you look to the right, again, you'll see like a green pavilion back there in the distance, and that is our student services section of campus. Student services is going to be where all of your important stuff is going to happen. So Office of the Registrar, Financial Aid, Office of Admissions, Career Services, all of that is going to be back in that building right there. You can see Evan zoomed in on it. So SVC is a really good place to go if you feel like you have some adulting to do, but that's going to be an important place, especially for admissions and such like that. I also do want to highlight career services for a minute because your whole goal is to eventually get a job after you graduate, most likely. And with that, career services is going to hold career fairs that allow you to go out into the community and network yourself. And we also have different graduate level and undergraduate level research conferences that are put on by career services as well. So just ways to network, present yourself, and get yourself into the community. All right, so then that is all that I have for that. So now we are inside of the Marshall Student Center, the central part of campus, the central hub. It's a really great place to go and hang out. You can see this picture was taken before the pandemic, but there are a lot of people just studying, enjoying the atmosphere, and hanging out. It's a very central point of campus, so it's a very easy place to get to. If you ever need like a midway point between classes, it's definitely a great place to stop. But there's a lot of really important resources in here that I'm going to go into. The first one is going to be our credit union. So you can see kind of in the distance, there's a hallway over there, and that hallway has our USF Federal Credit Union. So if you're interested in opening an account with them, they're a super great resource, and we have a couple of different branch locations around the Tampa Bay area. Directly across from that, we have an on-campus pharmacy. So if you go to our student health clinic, which is located over by our bookstore, then you can go into the pharmacy. Maybe you go to the student health clinic and they ask you to fill a prescription. You can get it filled right here on campus. And then also down that hallway, we have our wellness center. So we have a whole center that is dedicated to making sure that you're the healthiest and in the best state of mind that you can be during your time at USF. So definitely take advantage of that. I know they have free massages for midterms and finals week, so keep that in mind. And then also you can see as we're panning over, the Marshall Student Center has food. They have tons of it and it's really good. So over there, it says Einstein's, but it's actually a Panera now. So we have a Panera in that area where there's green chairs, and we have other things down that hallway, including a full-service Chick-fil-A and a bento box. And then we have our Marshall Student Center food court, which is over to the right and down that hallway, which is going to have Papa John's, Subway, Moe's, and a bunch of other things that are just super yummy food. So that is all of the dining options in our Marshall Student Center. I also do want to mention that we have a lot of different areas in the Marshall Student Center that are like event spaces. So on the second floor, we have our Marshall Student Center ballroom, which is going to be a really important place, especially if you do a lot of undergrad or graduate level research, because that is likely where you'll present it, and that is likely where you'll have any career fairs or networking events. So that is our Marshall Student Center. It's a great place with a lot of different resources. All right, and now moving on to our Campus Recreation Center. So all of that studying, all that eating, you got to go work out, or you might want to work out. And our Campus Recreation Center is a really good place to do that. It is our biggest of 3 gyms that we have here on campus. The second one is going to be over in the USF Health side of campus. That is our smallest gym. It's called the Well. And then our third one is going to be called the Fit, and it's over in our residential side of campus called the Village. So this one is probably the one you'd use the most, but the rec is 3 stories. It is massive. The floor that we are on now is the weightlifting floor. It is the first level, and it is a great place if you like to pick up heavy things and put them back down. But there's also group fitness classes that happen on this floor, and a lot of other really great stuff. So that is the first floor of our Campus Recreation Center. And then our second floor is going to be home to our cardio machines. So we call it the cardio floor. It's a very unique and fun name. So our cardio floor is going to have all the cardio machines that you could want. You can kind of see them up there on that second story. It also is going to have 2 basketball courts that convert into volleyball courts, as well as an indoor Olympic pool. So if you're interested in athletics, swimming, or practicing at any time of year, you would definitely do that here on the second floor at our indoor pool. And then you can see Evan pulled up, that is our pool right there, and that is our basketball court. Then you can also see our third level of campus rec, which is our indoor suspended track. So if you are interested in running inside because it's too hot outside, or it's raining, or you just feel like going for a nice air-conditioned run, that is going to be the place for you. So that is our Campus Recreation Center. I am going to go ahead and talk about our campus athletics. We have a couple levels of athletics that you're more than welcome to participate in. Our first level is going to be our Division I sports. So that is our conference-funded sports that you might see on TV. We do play all of our sports on campus except for our football, which is played at Raymond James Stadium. And Raymond James Stadium is actually about to be a Super Bowl stadium this year, and it is home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from campus. And we do provide busing for that if you're interested in attending. But all of our sports, including our football, are free for students. So as a graduate student, you will never have to pay for a sporting event here at USF. So you can show that bull pride for Division I. And then we also have our club level sports, which is our second highest level of competitiveness when it comes to athletics. Our club level sports are going to be still pretty competitive. You're still going to have to maybe travel. We go probably to the Southeast region or so and go to other universities, and it's still got a good level of competition to it. You will still have to do a tryout for that, and practices will be kind of frequent. So it's a good way to stay active in a sport of your choice if you're interested. But again, it is going to be a still pretty competitive level of athletics. And then our last level of athletics is going to be our intramural. Our intramurals are going to be the least level of competition, but you can make it as competitive as you want. You can grab a group of friends and play any intramural sport that we offer, and there is a ton. It would take me forever to list them all, but all of your favorite sports you could play intramural by just grabbing a group of friends and signing up, and that is free and played right on campus. So those are our levels of athletics. I think we are going to move on to our library. And our library is going to be an important resource for you as a grad student because it's going to be where you can get all of your textbooks. And I'm sure as a grad student, you're going to be doing a lot of reading. So you're going to want to get familiar with the library pretty quick. But the first thing I want to mention about the library is the Starbucks because it's my favorite part. The Starbucks in the library are synchronous, so whenever the library is open, the Starbucks is also open. And usually when without a pandemic, it's a 24/5 schedule, so the library and the Starbucks are open 24 hours, 5 days a week. So if you have a dissertation to work on or something at 2 a.m., you've procrastinated, which I hope you wouldn't procrastinate a dissertation, you can go in and grab a coffee at 2 a.m. if you need to, and then get it all done, get the energy you need. So that is our Starbucks. Also on our first floor, if we pan to the right a little bit, you'll see that we have our Digital Learning Commons. And our Digital Learning Commons is going to be the area where you can go, and if you're interested in video editing or photo editing, you can go back there and you can use all of their equipment for free as a student. And then you also see right in front of that, we have our front desk, and our front desk is going to have every single textbook that you could ever need available for checkout. So you can check that out for use in the library only. And then they also have technology for checkout. So if you need laptops, iPads, GoPros, anything like that, you can check that out for use outside of the library for up to 48 hours, I believe. And that is free for use as well. So that is our front desk. Our library is also going to be a really good place to go if you need to print something. Printing on campus is provided to us by our student government, and you get an allowance as a student for $3 a day of printing, which is about 11 pages of color and about 21 pages of black and white. So that is every single day an allowance that you have as a student for free to print with, which is really cool. We have a lot of really great printers in the library, and we do have a computer lab that's really large. So if you forget your laptop or anything, or you don't have a laptop, you can use that and go and hang out and study in the library using the technology that's available. Also, our library has 5 floors, so I'm going to kind of work up. That's going to be the first floor. We're going to close that one out. And then the second floor, we're going to have a lot of different offices that are important to you, probably because you might want to work there. If you're interested in having any sort of campus job, we do have a tutoring center that's available, and grad students usually like to work in the tutoring center. We have our tutoring center, which is going to be less STEM oriented, but for engineering graduate students, it would probably be likely that you would work in our Science, Math, and Technology Lounge. And that is going to be a big computer lounge where you can go in and help students that are in their undergraduate levels, maybe with their math homework or maybe with their something like that, note-taking lectures, anything like that. It's going to be a really good place to go. It's our SMART Lab. I just remembered the acronym. So that is the second floor. Also on the second floor, we have our undergraduate research office. And though it's an undergraduate research office, it might be a good place for you to go because it would probably be where undergraduates are paired to work on research projects with you. There's a couple of professors that I know of that have undergraduate research assistants as well as their grad student assistants. So it might be where your team is put together. You just never know. So that is our second floor. And then our third through fifth floors is all of our traditional library stuff. All of the books for checkout are going to be on those floors, and a lot of different study areas where you can go and do all of your homework or study, do whatever you need to do. And the floors do increase in quiet level as you go up. So the fifth floor is going to be completely silent, no phones ringing and no flip-flops, all that sort of good stuff is going to be on the fifth floor, so completely quiet. All right, so I believe that covers it for our library, and that is going to be our tour. I hope you guys enjoyed and got a feel of what our USF campus has to offer. There's a lot of really great programs that come from USF, and I do want to mention, as a grad student, it's going to be super important for you to get out into the community and be able to do different projects. And I did just want to touch very quickly on my experience. I am currently a senior in civil engineering, as I said, and right now I'm in our engineering capstone course where we are able to work with the city of St. Petersburg to do civil and water resources projects that improve the infrastructure there. So just a really cool way that as an undergraduate, I've been able to get out into the community and network and have real world experience. And I'm sure those opportunities are available to you as a grad student as well. That is my tour. Thank you guys so much for listening in, and I hope that all of you find the grad program that best suits you and also the campus that fits you the best. And I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Maddie. We appreciate you coming and taking us on a tour today. We hope that y'all enjoyed it. We hope that you learned a little something about the university as a whole, in addition to all of the very rich information that you're taking home with you from the graduate open house. Our office is available for you as well over in admissions. If you ever need anything, you can always find a way to Maddie or myself by emailing visitation@usf.edu, and certainly inquiring with Eva over in engineering about, going around the engineering sites specifically while you are on campus if you wanted to do that. So please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you in your endeavor to finding your future graduate school home, and we wish you all the best. I am going to leave you with a final sentiment of a USF tradition, and I will ask Maddie to go ahead and unmute herself so she can yell this out loud and proud with me. We have a hand sign around here, y'all, that we use all the time, saying hello, saying goodbye, absolutely in our home stands. But I will teach you how to do it. So put your right hand up for me just like this. Take your 2 middle fingers and tilt them down, and then take your thumb and you put it across. And this is our USF Go Bulls hand sign.
Go Bulls!
So there we go. You can hear Maddie letting it loose. I'm going to ask you to do this at home with me. Hold this bad boy up, and on the count of 3, wherever you're at, whomever you're with, go ahead and yell out a big Go Bulls, and we'll see you from there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, Go Bulls!
Go Bulls!
Thank y'all so much from all of us at USF. To you, we wish you a happy evening and a wonderful week. Thank you for tuning in with us, and we'll see you next time. We'll be in the chat for a few questions, but we will close down the feed. Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.